We all got that one broke ass friend who went off to the military and then they come back and they show up in like a Mustang or a Charger. And you're asking yourself, how, Sway?
Take a few steps back.
I'm about to show y'all how something like that is possible, and more importantly, why it can happen. Just to get something out of the way, if you have a friend that's done this, they're broke. No other way around it. This person is broke. And to all the girls who see these young military dudes driving around in these Chargers, these Challengers and all that stuff, and you think they got something, they don't. It's gonna be a lot of Netflix and chills, gonna be eating at the chow hall possibly in McDonald's. But it happens, and I'm about to show you how. It's gonna take the right combination of a few things. It's gonna take somebody who's financially irresponsible, I mean like very, and it's gonna take a adventurous? No. Audacious? No. A spirited? It's going to take a spirited credit union or a car dealership in order to make this deal happen. So, when I say financially irresponsible, there's a lot of different rules that you can apply when determining how much car you can afford. The one I like to use is pretty easy, is using your total annual income before tax. Your car should be no more than 35% of that. So let's look at this real quick. A young E3 in the military, they're making about $2,400 a month pre-tax. So that's about $28,800 a year. Let's just say $29,000 a year. You'll take $29,000 times 0.35, and that's about $10,150. Let's just make that a flat $10,000. So if you're being financially responsible in the military, your car should not be any more than $10,000. And that's at the high end. But we all know that these Chargers aren't $10,000. So I went on Car Gurus. It's an easy site to use to see what cars are available on the market. And they say you can get a brand new Charger at about $25,000, $26,000. That's just a V6 though. And we all know that these airmen ain't riding around in no V6 Chargers. And if you are, bro, don't get the car.
No! Chip, don't do it!
So they want the V8 or the Scat Pack. Getting a Scat Pack as an E3 is diabolical, bro. You're out of your mind, bro. I don't care how good the military is. You cannot afford a Scat Pack. Don't do it. Look, you can get a Scat Pack for about $58,000. You do a normal loan term of about 60 months, because that's responsible. Your interest rate is going to be crazy because you're young and you probably don't have any credit history. So let's just say 15%. You ain't got no money, so you ain't gonna be able to put a down payment. And I'm gonna use the Texas sales tax, which is about 7.25, all the title, registration, and all that stuff. You have a monthly payment of $1,563. You cannot afford that car.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
All right, so a regular V8, it looks like you can get those as low as $34,500. Let's just say $35,000. Keep in mind, that's way over the 35% rule when it comes to affording a car. But let's do the math. So $35,000, let's use all the same stuff we used before. That title, registration, and fees is gonna come a little bit down. Calculate it. You're at $957 a month. But like I said earlier, you're gonna need a car dealership, which is spirited. So a spirited car dealership, they're gonna hit you with that number and you're gonna say, whoa, that's too much money. And they're gonna say, well, let's see how I can get you in this car. So the first thing they're gonna do is increase that loan term. They're probably gonna take you to 72 months. At 72 months, that car payment is now $850 a month. Still a little high for you. And then they say, you know what, if that's still too high, we can get you up to an 84-month car loan. And that'll get those car payments down to $776. But the thing about extending these car loan terms is the interest that you're gonna pay throughout all those years. Let's look at it. Let me see how much you paid for 84 months. $25,000 more for that vehicle. So if you take the $35,000 plus the $25,000 interest that you pay over 84 months, that's a $60,000 vehicle, bro. Like, don't do it. The moral of the video is don't do it. But it's done, so I'm explaining how it happens. So we just explained how it happens. Now I'm explaining why it's even possible that a young airman, a young military member can do something like this. So I said that a young E3 is making about $2,400 a month. But after taxes and any deductions, let's say you're contributing to your retirement plan, you're not gonna take home $2,400 a month. More realistically, you're probably gonna bring in about $1,800 a month that you actually have in your hand. The military pays you 2 times a month, so they're gonna split that $1,800 up in half. So you're gonna get about a $900 check every 1st and 15th. Now, if you're in the civilian world, you have $900 a check and you have to budget that to pay all of your bills. So let's just look at what it can look like for a normal person in the civilian world. Let's say you have a modest rent of like $500 a month. Let's do that. And then let's say the utilities for that place is running you about $150 a month. That's between electrical and water. Then let's say it costs you about $200 a month in groceries to have your food for the month. Then you're gonna need gas for your vehicle to get you to and from work. Let's say that that's about $120 a month. Then you have a cell phone bill. They say the average cell phone bill in the United States right now is like $140 a month. That's crazy. So let's just say $100 a month for your cell phone bill. And then let's say that you have internet, which is about $60 a month average. So I'm gonna act like you don't have a car payment because you probably can't afford a car payment at this point. But you probably have to pay for your car insurance. But since you don't have to pay for a car payment, you only have to have liability car insurance. So let's say that your car insurance is you're young, let's say it's about $250 a month. These are rough numbers, y'all, but it looks like with all your bills, just to make it day to day, it's gonna be about $1,380 a month. You're making $1,800 a month. So that means you only have about $420 left over at the end of the month. You cannot afford a new car, definitely not a Charger, if you're a civilian making $1,800 a month. Something I forgot to add. You don't even have health insurance. So if you buy a car before you bought health insurance, bro. Now let's see why these young military members are able to do this. Not saying that it's smart, but this is why they're able. So we're talking about the rent for a civilian person. These young military members don't have to pay any rent because they're provided a dormitory or a barrack depending on the branch you're in. They also don't have to pay any utilities. Once again, that's all provided to them just for being in the dorms or in the barracks. They also don't have to pay for any groceries. They have dining facilities or chow halls, whatever you want to call it, that they can go and eat whenever they're hungry, so they don't have to worry about getting food for the month. Now, a young military member does have to pay for gas for their vehicle, but it's not going to be the same as a civilian because these young military members live on base, so getting to and from work is very cheap as far as gas goes. So let's say that their gas is cut in half. Let's say that they're spending $60 a month on gas. They have cell phones, so let's say that they're paying their cell phone bill, which is $100 a month like we use for the civilian. And then let's say that they're paying for their internet. Now, in those dorms, in those barracks, a lot of the bases, they provide Wi-Fi for their members, but the Wi-Fi is slow to some people, so they'll go buy their own internet. So let's say that they pay that $60 a month for their internet. So right now, they're at $220 a month in bills. Now, they can afford a car because they have enough money left over. So let's use that $35,000 Charger at 84 months of a monthly payment of $776. And then it's a brand new car, so they have to get more than just liability coverage on their vehicle as far as insurance goes. So it's gonna be a lot more expensive. Let's say that that young airman's insurance is about $600 a month. They are now at $1,596. So this leaves them with about $200 left over, which is why it's a bad decision to buy that car, but it is possible. And that's how you're seeing these young people do it. Not to say that they should, but that's how you're seeing it happen. Now, if you're young in the military, or you're thinking about joining the military and you want to know how to handle your finances, I got a video on the screen right now that'll break down how you should manage your money so you could become rich while in the military. Like I always say, I hope this video brought value to you. Stay beautiful, stay classy, and until next time, check me out.